Peter, start.
You may be seated. Greetings on Independence Day. The last Independence Day, we had the unfurling of the flag just outside the chapel, where there would have been maybe 15 people at the very most. This year, things seem to be a little better, and we hope that it is not just a temporary phase. We have a far larger representative gathering, once again in honor of our national flag. There are two flags visible to us this morning. One flies atop of Constantia. I had the opportunity to actually feel it yesterday. It is beautifully woven, hand woven out of khadi. The accoutrements on it are carefully done. The rope that is used is of quality. It is a single piece. It is not tailored or stitched. And when you touch it, and you feel it, and you hold it, the pride of India is definitely aroused. We also have a khadi flag on top of East Terrace, the one which was unfurled a short while ago. And these flags remind us of the significance of the day. Constantia and that crown has seen more than one flag. When Claude Martin built Constantia and the crown, shortly before he passed away, there would have been occasionally the standard of the Nawab, which would be flown from the flag post. The 7 fish, which today form a part of our school crest. For years after his death, the red, white, and blue, the 3 colors of the French Union, were flown every day until such time as the Board of Governors, which means after the college was established in 1845, instructed that there was no need for that to continue. Let us look at the historical significance of it. One of the reasons why Claude Martin did not or could not return to France is because of the revolution that had taken place. If he had gone back to France, being a wealthy, very wealthy man, he would most likely have been seen as an enemy of the state and might indeed have been executed, like many of his friends who went back to France. That is the fate they faced. When the country came under the crown immediately after the events of 1857, on special days, you would have the Union Jack flying from that same flag post. That's flag number 3. There are watercolors by Sitaram, you might see it in the college office as well, showing a giant flag atop of Constantia and another giant flag just where perhaps the Cornwallis cannon is placed. You see the British Grenadiers in their red coats saluting the flag, very similar to the way in which our boys are led in salute by the parade commander every year. And then in 1947, history records, Principal W.E. Andrews took the senior-most boys, just a handful of them, to the crown, brought down the Union Jack for the last time, and hoisted the Indian tricolor for the first time. And for 75 years, the flag has proudly flown over there. Why do I tell you this? You cannot turn back from your history. You cannot turn back from events that affect us. Governments of the day have changed. And for 75 years, we have the great, great privilege of knowing that we are independent and of knowing that we are free. But this independence is also reflected by the 2 flags that we have. The one which I just now unfurled is in a fancy little ceremony. Today the ceremony is small, solemn, and meaningful. But it is fancy. We've all come dressed very correctly for a formal event. Our boys are in their college uniform, which they are proudly wearing after many months. There are all the trappings of a typical martineer event. Wires properly hidden, flower pots in their place, banners strategically placed, polish used where it is required, and so on. This is the fancy independence. This is the independence ceremony for the privileged. But I want to draw your attention once again to the flag on the top of Constantia. That flag was hoisted by a peon from the college office. There was the presence of the boys. 2 of our senior-most boys were there, more to look on and to give respect to that flag. But that simple man, I'm not sure who he is, but I will inquire in a while. But that simple man is also independent and also respects the national flag. And so while for us there may be a fancy ceremony, the true meaning of independence and the true meaning of that flag is for men like the peon who raised that flag, which for the whole day will be seen from the Chief Minister's house right down to the slums next to 1090. This independence is for us to cherish. This independence from time to time seems to be challenged. Challenged by external forces, challenged from misled forces, even from within. But the annual tradition, the annual practice should not just be a practice, but should remind us at least once a year of how our ancestors have worked hard for freedom, which it is our duty to be able to preserve and to be able to make very, very special. I thank you very much for your presence this morning.